bet it's a bullet gonna get the last laugh.
So this was 5 years ago, which is kind of a long time, but this was basically during the pandemic is when this happened. He said it costs more than 50 million yen, which is 480,000 American dollars, to make a single stage. So we don't know if this was being applied to Tekken 8 or 7, because I would say Tekken 8 stages are so much more expensive than Tekken 7, right? But one stage costs $400,000 to make. Let's look at this. This stage right here, using Harada's information, cost $480,000 to make. Yes or no, do you think this stage costs $480,000 to make? Getting all of the resources to make that, getting all of the, the people to create it. But then the thing that you have to focus on, he says a character costs more. You don't believe that? Dang. What was that other fighting game? It was another fighting game that also said how much it costs to make their stages. Can you guys spam other fighting game names? Not Street Fighter, not Mortal Kombat. I don't think it's Guilty Gear, but what's the other one? There's another fighting game around the same time as this that also said how much it costs to make their stage, and we can compare. I can't remember how much the price was, and also I can't remember what game it was, so I need you guys' help to point me in a direction. King of Fighters Virtual Grand Blue. I think it was Grand Blue, but I found a news article here. I think it was Grand Blue. So this is also was around it. So basically all of this stuff was happening at the same time pretty much. So this is a news article from Event Hubs. I just turned on the immersive reader mode to block out all the ads, right? But it says you can't make a new fighting game for $10 million. And this is Harada saying this. Harada is quick to admit he would like to release more new games. If you invest 1 billion yen, which is $9 million US dollars, you have to sell 1 million games. The current game industry is a business that requires 2 million sales if it invests 2 million yen, 18 to 20. You can't make a new game entry with 1 billion yen development budget. To be frank with you, there's probably no fighting game that could be made with 1 billion yen. So there's no fighting game that could be made with $10 million is basically what Harada just said. Specific price for fighting games, Harada estimate the cost about 20 million yen or 180,000 just to create a single stage. What is this? This news article is saying 180,000 just to create a stage. But here, 480,000. What is up with that? The engine isn't the same? I don't know. That's weird. That's a little weird, Harada-san. What's going on? When he's talking to a news journalist, he says 180,000. When he's talking on Twitter, he says 480. I knew I seen another price somewhere. Because of Capcom, Street Fighter probably costs about half as much development compared to Tekken because it's 2D nature. I can understand why characters cost so much with all the animations, balance, voiceovers, other stuff, but stages cost way too much for some reason. Yeah, I kind of agree with this comment here. I definitely agree with that. So I just googled how much does it cost to make a fighting game character, and this was like the first result. Yeah, this is the first result. We'll look at some others if this one's trash or not. Oh yeah, so here is the Skullgirls whatever. Let me open this on my second monitor. I just want to make sure it's not a picture of someone's feet or something. You can never trust a link from Reddit, bro. You gotta always verify. Yeah, see, what is this garbage? Skullgirls were saying basically we need help to continue our game, right? And they were asking people for like money and whatnot, but they were saying how much it costs to make like a character, a stage and whatever, so people know like how much money they need and whatnot. So I think right here you see the dollar signs. I think they're going to say how much it costs to make their character. Let's see. Squiggly cost breakdown. So this is how much it costs to make this character, and we can assume that characters are kind of similar. So staff 48,000, 30,000 for animation contract, rewards 20,000, QA testing 20,000, fees 10,000, first party certification 10,000, audio 5,000, voice 4,000, hitboxes 2,000. That sounds good to me. So roughly 145 for one character. Now this is Guilty Gear Strive, but you would have to imagine the same is true for the other fighting games. Now on this tab here, so it costs 180,000 to make a stage. It costs 140,000 to make a character. Why did Harada tweet out it costs 480,000 to make a stage and more for a character. The reason why we started talking about this is not to make fun of Harada's tweet. That was just a side effect. So the way this started is we were talking about which characters should they add in Tekken 8. We kind of like more or less agreed that the roster should be somewhere between like 45 to like 55, more or less, right? Roger, if they wanted to put him in Tekken 8, it would cost roughly $140,000 to make. And I don't know if you guys know, but when businesses are selling something, they kind of want to make like double, triple their profits. To estimate when a small business will actually make money, that's not what I'm asking for, Google, you garbage can, you trash box idiot. Hey, me and Google this is Microsoft Bing. Of course the response is going to be stupid. What? So if a character is $145,000, what is the 16% profit margin of that? Is that like 200? Yeah. So if they put Roger in the game, they would need to make, let's say, like $300,000. And the same is true for all of these characters. When you're adding the character into the game, you really need it to make money. And some of these characters, I think we all would agree, probably can't make that. Now, something else you do got to talk about is the season pass. So the season pass helps characters a lot. If the developer sold Ganryu by himself, I think we all would agree that he would not make that money back. But if you compare him with a really cool character at the time, Leroy and Fakumram, then yeah, and frame data, right? Maybe he's in Ken just by, guilty by association, successful by association, he probably will sell a lot of money. And this is the weird factor. Like, so let's just assume for Tekken 8, what's 140,000 times 4? That's how much money it would cost them to make the 4 characters of this pass. And they would need to make how much money to get all of that back? That's if people choose to play them. Well, that's a whole nother discussion. That's when you start talking about usage and stuff like that. But when you talk about someone just buying the pass, $6 for an individual character is like $22 for the whole pass. If you do 140,000 times 4, that is $560,000 it would take to make 4 characters. So let's just assume they would need to make, let's just say they would need to make like 700,000. Who bought the pass? Yes, no, or did you buy an individual character? So this stage is going to be playable. 2 stages, so that's 360,000 plus 4 characters. So basically, let's just round it off $1 million. It costs $1 million to create 4 characters and 2 stages. Okay, if you guys spent $1 million on something, how much profit would you want to make for it to be successful? I want to make like 2 or 3 mil. I'm not going to be satisfied with $1,500,000 or $1 million. I want 2 mil or 3, somewhere in between there. That's what I would do. That's what I would want. And I'm assuming that's what they would want, right? If you spend 1 million and you make 3 million, then you get that 1 million back. You can take 1 million and pay off the investors or whatever, and then you can use that extra million for whatever. You can pocket that, and then you have another million to do it all over again. That's the idea. That's the theory. When was the article posted? March 25th, 2001. And this is 5 years ago, but so this was April 14th, 2019. So this tweet was 2 years before this news article.